Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and what is sitting on the pad here is my Minmus rover, which I've renamed the Rovemate 1, and clearly it is just about all set to go to Minmus, and I'm almost at my launch window. We're just, according to Kerbal Engineer, about 3 minutes away from our node here. So just to show you, this is us here on the surface, and this I've highlighted Minmus's orbit, and if you look, we are almost at Minmus's descending node here. And that's so we're going to launch ourselves into an orbit that's going to be in the same plane as Minmus's orbit. And in fact, this vessel here is already in that plane, and in fact, we'll talk about that in just a second, but I think given that I'm about 2 minutes away, I should really get ready to go here. So we're going to launch into an inclination of -6 degrees, 80-kilometer orbit. Oh wait, that needs to be an end for, it's all coming back to me. And I usually launch a couple of minutes ahead because it takes some time to get up there, and I find that works pretty good. I think I'm ready to go. So let's just punt. Oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't spell launch right. We're off to a great start. -6. 80 and there we go. Okay, we are off. Let's watch this thing lift off. And yeah, last week I was working on this. You saw me working on it, so there's really not much more to talk about. I did get in on the rover and tweaked a couple of things, mostly just textures, and I put on a couple of more lights. You can see we're launching at this lovely sunset too. So I put some more lights on the rover. We'll see that in just a little bit. But maybe just to talk a little bit about this vessel, because this connects into this. Not so much for this mission, but this is the Nerve 1. It is a vessel that is a nuclear vessel with nerve engines capable of traversing within the Kerbal system. That is, go from low Kerbal orbit, out to the moon, out to Minmus, get an orbit around those bodies, come back, that kind of thing. And it's in that orbit because it had returned from Minmus in some previous stream. And it's just sort of sitting there, just partially fueled. The crew have come down to the surface. I rendezvoused a craft with it and brought them down again some point in the past. But I thought what might be a great thing to do after this mission, that vessel deserves a station. Some sort of like Minmus gateway station that's mostly there as a fuel depot, right? That it can dock with, crew can transfer in and out, it can fuel itself back up, maybe stock up on other resources like food and water and that kind of thing, and then head back out to Minmus again. And keeping it in that 6-degree inclined orbit will help facilitate its journey out towards Minmus. So that craft can be, and that station can be dedicated for going to and from Minmus. I have another station in an equatorial orbit that can be dedicated to going to and from the moon, and I think that should work out pretty good. So I think once this rover mission is done with, I think that's what I'll probably devote the rest of this stream with, is going towards seeing the start to put together some sort of a station up there. As for this, wow, this looks really pretty with the sun in the background and the clouds below from the environmental visual enhancements and scatterer and waterfall, giving us this really beautiful rocket plume coming off of there. And I'm just sort of sneaking my way through the chat. But anyway, that was sort of what the plan is for the stream. And we'll be losing this fairing momentarily. This should take care of everything all on its own. Once, I think it's 50 kilometers we lose the fairing. Hopefully nothing will go wrong here. Am I putting gravity turn into it, or am I putting in some inputs? I'm not putting in any inputs because my KOS script is actually doing everything. But as you can see, the KOS script, if you look down here at the roll, pitch, and yaw indicators, it's not doing very much either. It is, for the most part, doing a gravity turn with odds little tweaks just to keep it going on the right track. Excuse me. Oh, we must have hit our target apoapsis. We did, so we are gliding up into space, and we can sort of see. Here, why don't we do a little bit of time warping here? A little bit low, and this is a very draggy payload. Yeah, I didn't do very much. Changed textures on the Rovemate because I thought it would look a little bit better. Added a couple more lights, which we'll see momentarily. Maybe not. Okay, just deployed everything. Yeah, a couple of lights here and some blinky lights down here, which we'll see better when it's down towards the surface. Sorry, I got a bit of a sore throat here. The only other thing I did to it is I took my KOS probe body and moved it from down here in the booster, which is for some dumb reason where I had it before, up here onto the payload, because that way I can keep using my KOS script as we continue to progress through our journey. All right, where are we here? Let's time warp a little. Still a minute away from this burn. All right, getting ready to do the circularization. Again, KOS is handling all of this for me. This is for people that are new to this stream, this is a launch script that I wrote. I started writing it literally years ago, and then I've just been adding and adding to it, and it does this. Oh, look at that. It does this whole business for me, which is really pretty nice. Still over 300 meters per second. Oh, it'll be under 300 meters per second when this is all said and done. So lots of fuel left in that booster. And there we go. Yeah, that's pretty nice. 79 by 78, more or less. Okay. I think I am going to lose and deorbit the booster. There is a probe body down in there, so I should be able to stage this. Go back to this. Flip this around to retrograde. There it goes. And just get rid of the debris. This will not be recovered. Not doing any kind of SpaceX Falcon 9 thing. Just give it a little bit of a push here because I don't want the... You can push your payload with those exhaust fumes. Alright, that's probably good enough. There we go. And we'll just deorbit this. There we are, and then we'll go back. So that'll just crash. It'll be removed, but right now we have this little guy. Alright, that is awesome. Let's switch to our vessel, because I should have software aboard. I do. That is awesome. Okay, so let's plot our course to Minmus. So now that we're in, let's get rid of you. Now that we're in this orbit that's in the same plane as Minmus's orbit, it makes getting to Minmus much, much, much easier. It's the way I would always recommend going out towards Minmus. There we are. Oh, that's the moon. Oh, I hope that doesn't turn into a problem. Having a moon encounter. I might have to flip it over to the next orbit because the moon seems to be determined to be in my way. Let's see. Get this out. There we are. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we're gonna maybe miss the moon. All right, now one thing is I do have some contracts. Where's my contract windows? Of course, everything is all in. And I think I set this up in a mission. Yeah, I did not. Okay, so I did not organize this at all. No. So where are my two contracts? There, I had this do a robotic and scout for Suda. So these are my two contracts. So one is to do a rover on Minmus. We got to go to Site Alpha, Site Beta, and Site Charlie. That definitely looks like them over here. Oh, they look a little further apart than I would like. And I don't like that they're on a bit of a hill, but I think I'm just going to have to live with that. And then I have another contract, which is to scout around for a suitable place for a Minmus base, which I think means just landing a rover and then just driving around for a couple of minutes. I hope that it doesn't end up having me make, well, we'll see. We'll deal with it as we deal with it. But right now, let's pick our approach to Minmus so that it will facilitate landing there. So we're going to go over to our maneuver here. We're going to hit this little guy and let's see. First, oh, the other way. Oh. Okay, we're going to need to give us a little more oomph. That was too much oomph. Dial this in a bit. You can see that we are getting to Minmus without having to do any sort of massive any correction at all on the way here. Now we are going to have to do a correction because I'm going to have to bring this trajectory down below here. So we're going to end up going into an inclined orbit just to facilitate landing there. Actually, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, thinking's always a good thing. I don't have to be over this for this trajectory. I just need to be at an inclination that's high enough to that this will at some point go under it. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Bring it down to about 10 kilometers. That's good enough. Okay. I think we're just going to go with that. And that burn's coming up in only just under 18 minutes. So let's do that. So my engines are ready to go. I always quick save at these points. I don't know why. Just before I time warp. I don't know. I've gotten burned time warping before. Let's change the view to here. That's better. Okay. And I do have a maneuver executing bit of software that's going to take care of that for us. So it locks itself onto the maneuver node. Eventually, it's getting there. There we go. Getting ready to go. Do all these mods work in 1.12.3? The answer to that question is yes, because I am currently running 1.12.3. There is a proviso. Not all those mods are technically compatible with 1.12.3, but with my experience, they seem to be working anyway. And my advice, when you can often install old mods, you just have to... My advice would be to go to the forums and read what people are saying on the forums. And if people are saying on the forums, you know, this seems to be working for me, then go for it. You know, back up your game and go for it. Okay, we are off. There we are. Mighty Spark engine on the back here. That is more than good enough for this job. Inclination should be the latitude of the target, says John in the chat, and he is 100% right. So once we are in, I should be able to, all these tools that are starting to come back to me. I do have a mod called Maneuver Waypoint Manager. And yes, see here, it does give me the latitudes of those Alpha Beta's sites. I don't know why I have two of each of them. And they're in around the 23, 22, 24, somewhere in 22, 24 degree range. So I definitely want an inclination that's at least 24 degrees, probably closer to 25 degrees. But we won't be able to know what that inclination is until we are in Minmus's SOI. But we'll definitely make sure of that when we get there. All right. This is just about there. Let's watch this from Minmus's perspective. And Minmus is such a small body that making plane changes in around Minmus is not expensive, so I'm really kind of inclined to just, well, I don't know if I'll do a correction or not on the way here. Okay, is this thing done? It says burn complete. Where is my, it is not quite there. A little bit early, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this thrust limiter way down. I am just realizing that I did not. How many ignitions does this thing have on it? Reliability? 16 ignitions, that should be fine. I didn't upgrade any of the components, which of course Kerbalism, well, it should be okay. This is not exactly a long-term mission. Okay, I'm just going to keep this locked onto prograde. We'll just kind of just bring this in. A little bit of a burn. Get it around 10 kilometers or so. That's good enough. All right, so that cleans that up. I think I'm just gonna make all my corrections out towards Minmus. I think we're ready to go. So let's align up our solar panels, which I have a script for that as well. I think I called this D for dorsal, align dorsal. There it goes. And that's to give, again, it's been so long. Yes, nice exposure for the solar panels to the sun. Not nice. It all looks so good, and then it turned 90 degrees. Okay, so let's... I thought I had that all set up perfectly, and oh, I'm still in here. Okay, so work on that. Okay. Fortunately, software is only as smart as the person who programmed it, and that person was me. Okay, that's better exposure for the solar panels. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Let's use this alarm clock here. This is where is it? Here. I really got to get used to you. Oh, then it pops up under this. I don't like that. Okay, never mind. Don't like where that comes up, so we'll use the built-in Kerbal alarm clock, which is almost the same thing. It's designed by the same person. We're going to look for an SOI change. Yeah, give me a minute warning. That's in 8 days, 2 hours, and 42 minutes. So there we go. We'll put that down there. Go to here. Actually, why don't we just give ourselves a nice view of Kerbin. So you can see it, and we will warp. Warp to that. Bye, Kerbin. Okay, I gotta go faster. Oh, there goes the moon. I knew it was going to be close. And then we should be seeing Minmus coming at us at some point. Coming at us from out of the sun, it looks like. Over here. There's Minmus. Sorry, I had it completely wrong. Okay, delete that. And get rid of the alarm clock. We'll just go into the SOI change. No science being done. Let's put this on here. I've done all the science that we have to do. So let's see here. What is our inclination? That's what I'm looking at. Our inclination. Well, I guess I gotta look down here. Should put that. Is 25 point, I think it should be fine. 26 degrees, 25.9 degrees is our inclination. If we take a look at Waypoint Manager, our waypoints that we're aiming for all have inclinations less than that. So I think what I shall just do is, tell you what, let's point radially inwards. That should be radially inwards. I want to look to see. Yeah, that looks reasonable. I'm just going to bring down this periapsis just a little bit. I gotta remember to turn that thrust limiter back up. Good enough. And then I also have a program to do a circularization at periapsis. And there we go. There's our circularization orbit. These are all things I can do manually as well, but it sure is nice to deal with that. Sorry. You know, not have to fiddle with stuff. Okay, I do have to upgrade this. Thrust limiter, 100%. That's a 12-second burn. Otherwise, yeah, let's just get down there. So, boop. Coming at you, Minmus. All right. And we will run our maneuver executor. Oh. I'm seeing suggestions in the chat for improvements on my scripts, these KOS programs, which I certainly do appreciate. I haven't looked at them in so long. It's always the problem with coding is you leave them alone for a long time, and then when you go to look at them again, half the battle is just figuring out what was I thinking when I wrote this. Despite trying to make it as clear as I can, I always have that issue. Okay, so we have ourselves a 158 meter per second circularization burn. Still 346 meters per second left in this vehicle, and this thing's the thing that's going to land. It's got little engines tucked in here for that part. But I think I'll use this for a good portion of the descent. Might as well. And we'll see what we got here. Oh yeah, 10 by 10. That's fine. That's good. I'm happy with that. As good as I can do. We'll close that. I don't think we need that anymore. And I think the solar panels are good enough. This thing's not using a lot of electricity yet. So let's take a look at our situation here and see, because we got to land at a specific spot. Here are our destinations. So we're clearly going to have to do some time warping. Hopefully we'll be in the daylight, but there certainly is no guarantee of that. We're just going to have to kind of hope for the best. Now I do have ScanSat installed. We can bring up a nice map of Minmus here. And you can see here it's actually showing us our orbit, which is really cool. And I should be able to, get a zoom in on just that section. Right? And you can see our orbit. The blue is the orbit that's ahead of us, and the orange is the orbit that's behind us. And you can see by how much the orbit shifts as Minmus rotates. So with each orbit, it's going to shift further towards the west. And at some point, this blue one will be enough towards the west that it'll be going over these waypoints. That's when we're going to be at our window. And that's going to be not for a little while, so da-da-da. Watch it riding the wave. I think we're going to get it in the daylight, though. That's nice. Unless I need to refresh the map. Oh, burned. It's going to be a night landing. But I don't care. We're going to have to deal with a night landing. Okay. I got too many windows here. That's as small as that gets. Just so you can see the map here, what's happening. So we're just waiting for these to come under our orbit. Okay, so let's slow down here a little bit. If we take a look at this, move from here to here. So this blue one's our next orbit. I think the orbit after that's going to work pretty well. So it's really nice to have these predictions, which, by the way, is taken into account Minmus's rotation too. So here we are coming by our waypoints. But you can see our next orbit here. Bam! On our next over, even though it's kind of hard to see it here, by here we can see our next orbit's going very much over these waypoints. So we're going to be ready to do this thing. So, let's time warp over to about 1/3 of an orbit ahead. I don't like the fact we're landing at night, but especially with the fact that this craft is solar paneled or solar powered. That kind of stinks, but I really don't think... I mean, there'll probably be some point in the future when this will both pass under our orbit and be on the daylight side, but I do not want to wait for that time to come. Alright, we got tons of fuel aboard, so it shouldn't be an issue. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this. I've got too many windows. I'm going to close some of these windows. Let's open up Waypoint Manager. And we shall select... What is this one here? The upper one. We'll select U as our target. This is Charlie. So we're going to set that as a target. And yep, that means it's popping up on our Navball. Okay. Let's point retrograde. Let's zoom this map out a bit. That helps. And lose this map. Just to reduce the number of windows we're dealing with. There we go. Okay. Let's start burning. Just check here visually that I'm pointing the way I want to. Yep, okay. It should be pretty good. Now I have to remember when I get down there, it isn't flat. It is lumpy. So I have to be aware of that. Okay, let's go to here. Let's see what we got. So I'm going to roll it so that the blue is up. I always find that helps me out. Whoops. And then I meant to push V to change it to chase so the ground is below me. And oh, I can see my waypoints right over here. I can see that I got to come this way visually now. So let's do a little bit of that. Okay, stop. Just bringing that trajectory over. A little more. That looks pretty good. So now I should be heading pretty much right in the right area. Looks good. Have a nice view. I hope I can see things pretty well. I hope sometimes, depending on your monitors and the streaming and all that kind of stuff, sometimes it's a little hard to tell. I hope people don't mind if I do a little bit of a quick save here. Oh, I also remembered, under the settings here, I can get it to show me a heading to target. Boop, boop. So I got some information to target here. Ideally, this should be 128 degrees, so I'm going straight backwards at the target. But to be honest, I think it's pretty good. Oh, I'm coming over it. I'm 27 kilometers. There's a ridge here. It's not as close as I think it is. Yes, we're on the other side of this little bay below us here, this little sea. All right. Let's see how we do. I think we're on the top of this hill. Looks to me like I actually have to come a little this way now. What's my trajectory look like? Looks pretty good. I don't think this is doing anything for me. Well, you never know. Just want to push it a little more. Yeah, this is helping. A little more this way. Okay. I think I got tricked a little bit by the planet's rotation. Okay. Got 107 meters per second left in this stage. And then we'll be on just the lander. But the lander itself has a lot. I'm not quite sure how much. Now I feel like I've gone too far this way. I'm also looking... I'm probably better off landing in this little area over this way anyway. Like in this zone. Because this looks like it's a hill. We are a rover. We can drive. We don't have to be right on it. How's that looking? That's looking pretty good. Should switch that to terrain. Okay. Got a landing site over there. I've had quite a lot of Kerbal landings on Minmus. There is a station with a lander attached to it. I think I'm going to get pretty close to... Well, still quite a ways off. I might just kill my rotation and do it. Let's get those contracts back up. There we go. Do it. Let's just do that. Lot of thrust. Okay, we are out, so we do lose that bit. And now we are on, and these are linear RCS thrusters that I've hooked to the throttle. They look great with real plume, that's for sure. Okay, let's kill off our velocity here. We are about 1 kilometer above the surface. Or our horizontal part of our velocity, anyway. It's a 10-degree slope by Kerbal Engineer below me, which I think should be okay. I hope it's okay. I gotta be mindful of electricity because we are solar powered. Well, that's our booster hitting the ground. Oh, I got pieces over there. I love scattering debris. I don't have a shadow, so it's a little harder to judge. Might at some point see some blinky lights, so. 250 meters from the surface. Okay, about 50 meters from the surface. Let's slow down some more. Oh, more things hitting the ground. Oh, I see blinky lights on the surface. That's a good sign. We're down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I should have put the brakes on. Brakes on, brakes on, brakes on. I do have the brakes on, but I seem to be sliding. Let's also change this to, I think, command. And change the control point to forward. There we go. Because now we are a rover. Is this, by the way... let's rename the vessel. Yeah, change it to rover. Because that's part of this contract. I got a feeling this time, yeah. See, this time here is just, we're surveying now. So all we have to do for this second contract is wait for our 2 minutes to go up. I do have the brakes full on. But I don't know which way's forward. Okay, I can drive, I can drive, I can drive. Okay. We're on. We're on the surface. Let's turn SAS off. RCS off. We don't need the engines no more. There we go. We're down on the surface. We don't need this map. We got our waypoint over here. It might not be our closest though, so let's... oh wait, turn on electricity. We might run out of electricity while we're doing all this. Oh, which reminds me, let's turn off. Okay, that's not doing any... That's not doing anything. Okay, we're not doing any science. We've landed in a biome we've already been in before, so that kind of stinks, but at least we're not using that much electricity. Okay. What I was going to do is open up Waypoint Manager. That's what I was going to do. Waypoint Manager, and it tells you your distance to each of these We have Alpha 537 meters away, so it's our closest one. So let's highlight Alpha. Alpha is right up the hill. We actually went over it. Oh, how about turning off the brakes? Whoa, gosh darn. Okay, good thing we have powerful reaction wheels. Nothing like a rover on Minmus. That's funny. Okay. Will it let... okay, take the brakes off, for goodness sake, silly. SAS off. I hate rovers on Minmus. If the contract did not specify a rover, oh my gosh. Okay, let's turn off the reaction wheels. That often helps. Put the brakes back on. Because as I'm pushing W to go forward, it's also wanting it to tilt forward because that's the default control. But if I get in here and find... oh no, the reaction wheels are up at the top. By the way, some people are noticing probably all these little down arrows for managing the various things. This is the one I'm looking for. Toggle the torque, disable the torque. These are coming from what's called the KSP Community Fix, which is just a mod of various things that the KSP community... there we go, that's much better. That the oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Maybe not. I might need those reaction wheels. Maybe just turn the wheel authority down. Okay. Let's keep this pinning. Okay. Now the wheel. Thankfully, the wheels are more than enough to right this thing again. What if I just turn the wheel authority right down, turn them off again? We're gonna have to experiment with this a little bit. There we go. Honestly, on Minmus, I much prefer building a lander and hopping from one place to the other. It's much better than building a rover. I also could have put RCS thruster blocks pointing down on the top of the rover. I only put thruster blocks down here at the bottom for landing. So I don't have any... I could have put thruster blocks... oh no, this is working well now. Just a little bit of wheel authority. That's much better. But I could have put thruster blocks at the top to kind of push down on the surface. That helps. But honestly, when I go to Minmus, I prefer landers and hopper. Okay, this contract's done. Awesome, awesome. This one we just got to visit our things. There's, well, still got a lot of electricity, so that's good. We just got to visit our waypoints now. Okay, this is working. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Community Fix mod. The main reason I installed it is because you might recall from last week, I had some crackety part rotation things happening to me with my space station, and in particular with a space plane. And oh god darn, ding dong, ding it dang bang, oh dear. Okay, this is... the inevitable happens. I tried to turn and I lost my solar panels. Okay, so this has become a very different kind of exercise now. This is certainly not... well, we're not in a biome... we're not in a biome in which we can collect science anyway. Okay, we're going to write this thing. Right? Really? You don't want to go back up again? Oh, the torque has been disabled. I thought I... oh, no. Okay, stop. Brakes on. Back up. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. I know that. Okay. I think turning off the torque. I had the torque off. I thought I had a little bit of torque. And I didn't. Now I do have the reaction wheels on. Okay. I should not have turned off those reaction wheels. Now I can correct for that roll. Okay. I turned down this wheel authority, but still had this toggled off. Were people saying that in the chat? Okay, now it's not a disaster. As long as I can finish off... stupid thing. Oh, brakes are still on. That doesn't help. As long as I can hit my 3 waypoints before I run out of electricity, this thing will be able to do everything that it was able to do anyway. Because we are in a biome I've already been in before. Okay, that is waypoint alpha. It is blinking. It is done. It's gone green over here. So our next closest one is waypoint Charlie. Okay, where's way? It's over there. Okay, I shouldn't. Yeah, not. Whoop. That's correct. And we're down again. Yeah. Oh, I disabled it again. Why do I keep doing that? Toggle torque. Oh my gosh. I disabled it again. Getting me into more and more trouble. Vroom, doing a wheelie. Stop disabling the torque. That is your problem, dummy. So everything not to do with a rover is what I'm demonstrating here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's turn the torque down. Feel comfortable doing that, but just don't turn them off. Okay, brakes are still on. How is this thing even going with the brakes still on? Okay, here we go. Got 1.2 kilometers. At least now it's really, unless I really hit hard. There's, you know, I've broken my solar panels. I still have a ton of electricity. There we go. I still got a ton of electricity because of these batteries here. This scanner, yes, the negative gravioli detector, it uses a ton of electricity. Actually, or maybe it's the seismic one. Doesn't matter because neither of them are running because we are in a biome that we have been in before. So it really doesn't matter. That's why I have so much electricity, which turns out now to be a good thing. Okay. Still has a lot of monoprop. I could have maybe run this to another biome, but the issue is, of course, you know, to do a hop to another biome. But of course, it doesn't have the electricity to run anything anyway, so I'm not really sure that really matters. Okay, so we're heading for waypoint Charlie, right? Yeah, waypoint Charlie. This waypoint manager mod is great. Saves you from having to always go to map view, click on waypoints, come back here. And also in the stock game, you don't see the waypoints in pilot view, which I think is really dumb. All right, about 450 meters away from checkpoint Charlie. Tons of electricity. We're going to be able to do this easy. Electricity is not an issue. Maybe we can even send a Kerbal down here and fix those solar panels and make this thing into something functional. I don't know. Okay, getting close to 200 meters from the waypoint should be, whoa, don't you even think about rolling on. I'm keeping the reaction wheels on now. Glad I put on the extra lights. Alright. That should be clicking pretty soon. And then we just got beta left. There goes checkpoint Charlie. And they're not called checkpoint Charlie. I just can't help saying that. Okay, and then beta. Beta is... There's beta. So let's carefully turn. Our two-wheeled turn here. Going down the hill now. All right. We get our beta waypoint, and then that will close this off. Contract will be complete. Yes, John is saying it should be possible to repair the solar panels with a repair kit, and I agree. And I believe in Orbit about Minmus, I have not only a lander, I have not only Kerbals, but I believe they have waypoint or repair kits. So it is possible that we can come down here and fix this. It's just a question of whether it's worth my time. Because all the science that this thing carries is also carried by the lander that's on the station that's in orbit around Minmus. So does it really make sense to bring down a lander to get science when it's science that's already on the lander? If I'm hoping I'm making sense with that. All right. All right, we should be good now. Oh my gosh. So much better now. Now I should have played with this before, but now that I have this wheel authority at 25%, it's low enough that it's not causing the craft to pitch forward, but it's high enough that when it starts to roll, I can correct for it. So I should have had the wheel authority. This is a really tiny rover. It didn't need such strong reaction wheels. They're stronger than they're worth. There's some little bit of those rock things. Okay, how far are we, by the way? 300, about 300 meters away. Then we're just going to park this and we'll be done. All right, all right, all right, all right. Should be starting to get it to blink, which should be finishing off this contract. So, I mean, we're meeting our mission objectives. Let's start slowing down here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Brakes on. It's going to take a while just to slow down. I am pulling back, but that's actually causing it to fall backwards too. Oh, this is such a silly game. Okay, we're coming to a stop. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Yeah, I don't know why these waypoints I don't. Yeah, let's get rid of these waypoints were doubled up for some reason. I don't know why. We don't need them anymore. Yep. Okay, we can get rid of that. This contract's done. Get rid of this window. Okay, we have our notifications. This is the spots. I'm worried there's a future Minmus base contract that's going to force me to build the base right here. If that's the case, what is that Minmus 2C? Minmus 2C? Oh, that's debris. No, it's not. I have no idea what that is. Sorry, I'm being distracted by... We are really close to another probe. No, that's the... Oh, maybe not. Oh, that was a lander. Got so much junk on here. Okay. So anyway, that contract is now complete. I do think I might end up having to build a base here, and then this contract for doing the different waypoints is complete. Good. Let's get back. We'll just leave this. Let's turn the lights off. We'll just leave this parked here. I doubt I'll come back to it. I really do. You're just... Where are we here? Oh, let's change this to a biome. I'm going to just look at nearby biomes and see if it's really worthwhile. I don't think it's worthwhile to come back here. There we are. There is we are in lowlands. There are midlands over here. I'm just looking at nearby biomes. Is it worth it to fix the solar panel so I could collect? We have great flats here. No, it's not worth it. Because Kerbals can come down here. Well, then again, yeah. But a lot of these are long-term stuff. We might be back. We may be back. Don't say goodbye to this thing. We may be back. But right now, we're going to the Space Center. And we're going to see... We're going to see about building us a station. That's what we're going to do. And I'm really hoping... Let's go into the space plane hangar. I know you might be a little bit confused by that. But I'll explain in just a little bit. But we'll get rid of that window. I do have the Warrior King Memorial Space Center Station, which is right here, which has, there are missing parts. And I'll show you the parts that are missing. This puzzled me when I was doing some investigating with this leading up to this stream. But these large or normal size life support boxes I don't have available anymore. These are from Kerbalism, these bigger boxes for holding resources. I don't have them anymore, and it really kind of puzzled me. And it's because in the some update, when I updated this to 1.12.3, these guys got moved to a different node, and it's a node that I do not have unlocked. So I got to work at trying to unlock that node. And I don't know how far away I am. I think I need 90 science to unlock it. I might have actually... Wait a second. Now I'm thinking about it. I know I'm hopping about, but if I got 90 science, there was science associated with those contracts. No, I only have 56 science. Shoot. So I got to get some more science. But anyway, back to the spaceplane hangar. Okay. All right. And this is, like I said, this is the station that's in orbit about... low orbit about Kerbin in an equatorial orbit. And basically, I don't see the reason why not to sort of repurpose this. That's what I'm thinking. Rather than rebuilding all of these modules. So we'll get started with basically launching. There's a variety of different modules here, but I'm thinking I'll get started just with this. There's a module here. That's sort of the core of the station right there. And then this is a fuel module, which holds enough fuel to refuel this guy. This is my Kerbin system runabout, to refuel this a couple of times. So I'm thinking of launching this fella and this fella. And then maybe in the future, you can see there's a bit more. This is a HAB docking hub. I don't know, but I am going to get lazy. So let's go over. This is... the structure of the Warrior. So let's switch. Let's get rid of this. Switch to the other thing. Open up. I must have called it, I think I probably called it just WK Space Station or something like that. Again, it's got some missing parts. Oh, that's this. Okay, no. There must be one with a booster on it. Because, I mean, I did put this into space. I call it core module, station module, station. I should just look for the ones that say invalid parts because those... Oh, that's... Okay. Oh my gosh. I am useless. Okay, that's just... There should be one with a booster on it because I did launch this thing. Minmus station, Minmus mappers, Kerbin mapper, fuel module. Core module. That looks like it has high potential. All right, so here we have... Ooh, I don't like... That's always concerning. Oh, okay, yeah, this is it. So there's that core module. So I'm thinking of just taking this up right now. It's got itself a little transfer vehicle on it and everything. No RCS, but the vehicle that's up there can dock with it. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking of just... Now, it won't launch because of this stupid life support box. Because I don't have that. So what I need to do... This has got 85 units of food in it. I need to take that off. Is there anything on the other side? No. I need to take that off. I need to get into Kerbalism. Take the small life support box. Switch it to just food. It has 10 units of food, so for 85 units of food, oh, jeepers. Of course, it doesn't work evenly, does it? Oh, where's the other one going? Put this on. Okay. Single symmetry, we'll just put these on. So let's put on, like, I don't know, a bunch of these. So there's 10 units of food. We'll color them green like the other ones. I mean, it's not like it's a disaster. You just got to build more of these. Let's see. What about here-ish? So that's 40 units of food. 60 units of food. Whoops. That's 80 units of food. That replaces that big box. Okay, we're gonna save this. I'm getting very lazy. I'm thinking this will probably just launch. So there we go. All right, let's save this. Let's put this into orbit. I'm gonna completely trust that this has been built correctly because it should have flown at least once. And launch it. Do I want to launch? I sure do. Okay. So this is a booster that's flown in the past, but has not flown recently, and I'm trusting that it'll fly. Sorry, is dealing with some spam in the chat. Okay. All right. So this is sort of the same deal, except we are targeting this vessel. So this is our target. And this is a station for some... Oh, we are actually really close to being underneath there. We're going to again go to the south. And we are already there. We just passed it. So let's just launch. Let's do this real fast. So run our launch script. -6 degrees. We'll go into an 80-kilometer orbit. And we'll go. Yeah. Boom. And hope for the best. At least there's no Kerbals aboard. Okay, and we can see what... This is great. We get to see what Real Plume does with different engines. So this is the Skipper engine. Modified by... textures modified by Restock. And Plume modified by Waterfall. And off it goes. There's some sort of funny reverse cone coming off the top of this. Do you see that? I'm not sure what that's about. Very weird. And hopefully this will all fly well. It's a very simple booster, just one, and then an upper stage transfer vehicle at the top. I like two-stage rockets. They're really nice. Like, you know, you have one big booster that does most of the work. And then a little booster up here just for the circularization and any work you want to do in low orbit. It's a good system once you have the parts for it. I should rename this as well, shouldn't I? We'll rename it once we're there. Oh, you think that... Oh, that could be... Dan is saying these are lamps under the fairings. That could be very likely to be true. Yeah, the lights are on. So that's probably... Let's turn the lights off. That's probably what's going on with that. Why I had that funny kind of cone. Alright, so far so good. Yeah, I could slap parachutes on these things and recover them. I just don't bother. Like, I really find, especially once you progress in the game a bit, funds are not at a premium. So, although I guess there's some satisfaction to recovering things and getting back some funds, I don't know. It's a lot of effort without a lot of payoff. Let's just put it that way. Splashing them down in the ocean's easy enough. Got a very, very black-looking moon. Probably blacker than it's supposed to look. Still don't think the shading mods are quite working right. Alright, about to lose the fairing. Please be good. There we go. Good, good, good. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking. And I'm realizing as well, like, I shouldn't have, like, there's still 1.25 meter docking ports here, which makes no sense because, and the only reason they're there is because when I was putting up the original space station way back, I had not locked the bigger docking ports yet. So that's why it doesn't have, you know, that's kind of dumb. Dumb reason. I should be upgrading this, but I'm just lazy. And I'd rather fly than build. Okay, almost in space. In space, we should be seeing stuff deploying. There we go. Things are turning on. Look at that. Nice, nice. This should open too. Is there not an antenna in there? There is. Why didn't that antenna extend that antenna? Is there one on the other side? There's one on the other side, even though we don't need it. Why not extend it? Okay. And yeah, all set for our circularization. That doesn't look bad with all of these boxes here. I can live without those big boxes. Has a ton of solar panels. I can't remember why. I'm sure there was some module or experiment or something on the other station. Speaking of experiments, are there experiments in here? Science. Nope, just a crew report. Okay, that's cool. So, Insto Space Station. Gotta like that. Should open up Kerbal Engineer here and add in this HUD up here inclination. There we go. So I have inclination up here. Oh, you know where I should put it too. There. Sorry, I'm editing HUDs at the same time here. If I go to this inclination, I'm going to move it up so it's up with the rest of my orbital stuff. There we go. So I got inclination up here. Inclination of 6.06 degrees. Again, matching Minmus's inclination is the idea. All right, that's all inserted. We are nicely underneath our target orbit. That worked out really well. Now we just got to get there. Now, because I was all concerned about matching planes, I was not concerned with actually matching up with our target. So unfortunately, we're going to have to probably go around a little bit before we end up being able to do the... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. That's just the way it is. But it's more important to match planes than it is to launch at the time to match that, because plane changes are more expensive. But now we can just go around orbits. There we go. Is that closer or further away? That's further away, the other way. Hard to see. There we go. Now I can see them. 53. Okay, that was really close right here. Scale this down. Went too far. Yeah, I went too far. All right. Okay, closest approach is under 2 kilometers now. I can get it closer than that. Don't know why I bother, but I'm gonna. All right, 1.8 seems to be the one it wants. Okay, that's fine. So when's this burn's coming up? In 3 hours and 2 minutes. So let's rotate this for the solar panels this way. And put the view on free. And we're going to be doing a few orbits. Oh, I should be knocking this thrust limiter down because it's only like a 2-second burn. Okay. Time warp. I've been asked in the chat, have I played with any of the near and far future tech mods? Yes, a few of them. A few of them. I really like, I can't remember exactly which one, but I really like the one that provides you with all kinds of nuclear reactors and stuff. I might even have it installed on this game, but I've just not progressed far enough in the tech tree. But one of the near future mods does have, like, not just like all kinds of very cool nuclear engines, but also fission reactors and things like that. They are spectacularly useful. I really like also there's nuclear jet engines, which are great because you can build jet planes that don't require, you know, the energy's coming from a nuclear reactor, and they don't require the oxygen that's in the air, but they do require air, but the air can be made of anything, which means you can build jets that can fly on Eve and stuff like that, which is, I think, very, very cool. I don't know if I have them installed or not. I'm trying to stay away from a lot of part mods. I'm trying to make, although there's a lot of stuff changing the gameplay, I wanted to kind of keep the crafts very stock-like, you know, minus subtracting off the life support stuff and things. This is very much a stock-ish type of vehicle. And I kind of did that on purpose. I just realized I probably should have... Where's this? Yeah, let's turn this down even further. And reliability, how many ignitions? 20 ignitions, I'm good. And just see if we can dial this in a little better. And we're getting it down to about 1.8. Got about a 1.8 kilometer separation coming up in about 17 minutes. And then you can meet the vessel that's there. Don't need this no more. Rovemate 1 Pro batteries are about to be dead. That's actually not the actual rover. That's like one of the, that's some debris. But honestly, that's not really that surprising. Okay, about a couple of minutes. Oh, slow, slow. Put this on target. We are a little bit off course here. I should correct for that. Thankfully, we got, oh my gosh, 852 meters per second still left in this stupid little transfer vehicle. So it's not like I'm starving for fuel here. We'll just bring down this closest approach distance here. Oh, I just realized as well. There we are. Had the thrust limiter way down. That's a lot better. Look at the lens flare. I'm assuming that has to be scatterer. I've just never seen that before. Do you see the lens flare on these lights? It's like a J.J. Abrams movie. Why? Okay, it's right. Sometimes when I time warp, I find this rendezvous data gets all messed up. You ever see that? See, now it's saying 123 kilometers and it's 33 minutes away, but it's really like 40 seconds away and it's only very close. Okay. You can see the vessel here below us. This has no RCS on it, but this does. And I should be able to fly it even though it doesn't have any crew aboard. So that's going to be basically the idea. It's just getting close and then... Let's really slow down. We're coming in fast. Last thing I want is to crash into you. I'm still locked on retrograde. Come on. Okay, brakes on. That's probably a little reckless, but oh well. Oh, my exhaust just hit it. Do you see that? See how it's turning? All right, let's take this docking port. We're going to eventually set it as the target. We're going to spin this around the other way. That was probably unnecessarily reckless, but we're here. Nothing too bad. I'll point you right at the other vehicle here, and then this, I should be able to control it. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm good. Control from the docking port. Set that docking port as a target. Spin it around. There it is, easy peasy. And then we'll send a crew out to Minmus and we'll do a crew rotation too. Just gonna roll this 90 degrees to get the solar panels to be all pointing the same way. That's really for looks, but I like this vessel. I really like the looks of it. Gosh darn, we're close. I mean, I was reckless, but I really feel like a rock star right now. There we go. Easiest docking ever. I think this is a great. I like this making. There we go. So this is the beginning of a little station, so we can house some Kerbals up here. I'm kind of pleased with this. So if I find the probe body here, we should rename this. So rename the vessel. This is most certainly a station. And we're going to call this the Minmus Gateway. Minmus? Oh my gosh. Gateway. And I probably just renamed that the Minmus Gateway too, but we'll deal with that one step at a time. And let's just sort of orient this for solar panels a little bit. But we should have lots of... Mostly, though, this is just going to be a refueling depot. Though there's no extra, not much fuel aboard this. Now, what I should do... There is... this chunk here can deorbit. And, in fact, I need that docking port. So I'm going to take this off. But I might as well... There's a big tank here. Yeah. Might as well transfer some resources over. As this is a nuclear vessel, it doesn't require oxidizer, so we'll just transfer over the liquid fuel we have. We might as well not just waste that. There's still, I think, a little bit of liquid fuel left in there. That should easily be enough to deorbit the craft, for what it's worth. Okay, we're going to undock. Come back to you. This has no RCS on it. So I'm just going to have to kind of wiggle it off. Oh, we have some glitchy stuff happening. Ah, there we go. Docking port went back. I don't know what was happening there. This doesn't have a docking port. That's a dumb idea. I should be smarter than that. You would think by now I'd be smarter than that. But that docking port was just on that probe body. Clearly the game didn't like that. But we're free now. And we're off. And we are deorbiting this little tug. And we'll bring up another module. Wow. Fastest space station ever. Okay. Back to the Space Center we go. $4,000 tons of dry mass at launch. I'm hearing that. I'm not sure if that's in reference to me. I don't know how much these things weigh. They're not that big. They're not that big. That might not be in reference to me. Okay, there should be, I believe there was something called a fuel module here. So we're going to bring that up. We'll dock that. Same process. And then we got a nice kind of infrastructure in place. We'll bring up a crew for that vessel, but this should be... Okay, I got too much... What else is new? Too many windows open. I believe there was a fuel module. Where are we here? There it is. Again, it contains some invalid parts. Again, it's the box. Oh my god, you're a stumpy fella. Oh, aren't you sweet looking? Okay. I don't know why those doors are open. Definitely don't want that. Let's close that. Apparently there was a fuel box. We have these. There was something, some sort of... Oh, here's some boxes up on the top. Ah, you. What are you? More food. Okay, we're going to stick on more food. So again, same plan. We're going to take that off and replace it. Like I said, there is a node that I just got to unlock. I need 90 science to get that back. But I'm just going to take this. We're going to change it to food. We'll make it green again. And if I put it on radial... No, that's... Oh, wait, I can put... No, there's junk on the other side. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. Take that off. I'm just debating which way around. I think I'm going to stick with what I got. I bet you I can squeeze like... Here. One like that. One below it. One over here. One below there. This thing doesn't need... I don't think it's going to be fully manned at any point anyway, so I'm not exactly sure. I don't think it needs that much food. Oh, but it might be nice to have it just to be able to restock the Nerve 1, which is the vehicle there. What are these full of? They're full of water. They're full of water. Okay, let's put... Everything's under a fairing, so let's put another one. Oh, it doesn't like the textures down there. That sure is ugly. Oh, the heck with it. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I don't fiddle with this too much. Okay, so this is a fuel module. Honestly, this is about it. Wow, this thing's a beastie. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so save this and launch. Yes. Earlier in these streams, I was having issues with thinking I was doing a simulation when I was actually, and then being disappointed when things blew up when I was meaning it just to be a simulation and doing a test. And so somebody very nicely made a little mod for me that said, "Are you sure you want to launch, Mike?" So that's what that little window that pops up is. That was very, very nice of that person. And it's saved some Kerbals. Okay, here we are. We are pretty much ready to go. Again, we're going to be targeting our Minmus Gateway Station. And there's our space station there. It's going to be a bit of time. We just missed our window. We're coming up in 2 hours and 22 minutes. So let's time warp 2 hours and 22 minutes to our node here. No more electricity on the Rovemate. That's fine. I want to make sure not to overshoot this. Sun is going down. We might get ourselves another sunset launch. And you got to be a little careful with Kerbal Engineer. I'm not sure why this gets messed up, or if it is getting messed up and I'm just not getting messed up and I'm just misinterpreting it. But here it says this is an ascending node. But often I notice when, like if you look at this, this is clearly a descending node, but maybe because we're that could be. We're ascending relative to this orbit. Maybe that's why it says ascending node. No, I guess that does make some sense. But either way, we got to launch towards the south. So we're going to launch into run launch, a -6 degrees, 80 kilometer orbit. And again, I don't know when this vessel last launched, so hopefully it'll all go good. And now we get to see more plumes on more engines. These, of course, are the twin bore liquid. Look at that. Listen to it, too. That sound is just glorious. And also, notice the reflections on the actual rocket itself from the exhaust. That looks great. Yeah, this is a stupid thing. I mean, the twin bores can lift a ridiculous quantity of stuff. They really can. All right. And I'm not sure. I think the station is actually behind us. Well, actually, this might work out pretty well, because it's going faster than us. It might end up being just ahead of us when we get up there. This might end up working pretty well for a rendezvous. Oh. That is just wonderfully glorious there. Yes, people are asking about stations and bug fixes and things like that. Last week, I had some rotating parts that affected my space station, also affected an SSTO. We'll be putting that all to the test again at some point in the future. But that apparently is some sort of bug associated with, one, having a lot of auto-strutted parts, and two, which the station had and also that spaceplane had, and 2, having long render times. And you can get long render times by having vessels with a lot of parts. Again, it was a space plane with a lot of parts, docked with a station with a lot of parts, and a lot of mods, like putting in these, you know, these environmental visual enhancement mods and stuff. Does add to the rendering time. And apparently the game doesn't like that too much, and that's where it gets messed up with placing the parts and rotating them funny. That's what I've heard. And there is a community bug patch mod that is supposed to deal with that. I don't know. I've yet to really put it to the test, but on the safe side, I also took the auto strut off a lot of parts, which I actually should take a look at this new station that we're building and make sure stuff isn't auto strutted like crazy too, because I used to auto strut just like nuts. Okay, we're about to lose these radial boosters and go on to our little upper stage booster. We're also losing a fairing. Oh, that could be prettier. And then we're gonna lose those radial boosts. There they go. And there goes the rest of our. We're still good. It wasn't pretty, but we're still good. We're still good. I have no idea what's in these. Inventory. What's in there? We have solar panels in there. We have a rover that could use those. Is that... Oh, what? I don't know. Oh my gosh. We have blank nothingness in that one. Not sure what that's about. What's in this one? More blank none. I don't know. Must be... I bet you there are repair kits and things like that. A majestic fairing deploy. Hey, it all worked. Okay, there we go. Almost in space. Okay, things deploying, lights going on. I should check. This doesn't... There should be an antenna tucked away somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, it's not going far, so maybe I never put an antenna on here. Okay, that's all good. Or solar panels or anything like that. There is, up here... No, that's a life support module, but somewhere tucked in here is a chemical plant where you can do processing, and there's something I should do in the future, is really take a look at playing around with this. I can see we have a water compressor, and we have a saboteur, which is taking carbon dioxide and making oxygen. Am I getting that right? I can't. Or making, I don't know. We have some processes happening. It's all a hazy, 4 hazy months in the past that I was last playing with that. You can watch the sunset. Nice pretty sunset. Our booster's still falling down here. And just about ready for our circularization. There we go. And let's see if we get a quick rendezvous. That would be nice. Again, my main concern... Again, those lens flares. I keep getting distracted by the lens flares on those lights. Look great. Okay. Just about done with this burn here. Oh, we just got a 40,000 funds from a strategy for massive launches. I just put some... Don't know what the mass of this thing is, but clearly Strategia liked it. Okay, where are... Oh, no. This is the worst case scenario. It's just behind us. Ah. I waited just a little longer to do the launch. So we're going to have to go around a few orbits again. We're going to be quite a ways off. Okay, let's pop ahead orbits. Uno, it's got to go all the way around. Oh boy. Okay, how's this looking? That's worse. Nope, that way's worse. This way's better. Oh, I'm not hitting it. Bump, 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 bump. That's something else I should do. Whoa, whoa, I saw 0.8 kilometers there, just very roughly. Because I really should write a KOS script for setting these maneuvers up. I think that would be nice. 0.3 kilometers I saw. I'll dial it down to just going up by a single second. 0.4. Okay. I think 0.2 is good. I mean, it is good. It's more than good enough. But unfortunately, that's not coming up for another 5 hours. I certainly hope. Oh, dear. Okay, wait. We're turning off the lights. Oh, and we're also turning off. Hang on. Where's that chemical plant? I'm noticing here it's saying, oh, now I got 2 days of electric charge. Okay, that's good. Once I turned off the lights, I now have 2 days of electric charge. That's okay. So I got to conserve electricity here. Okay, put this on free and time warp to the node. There we go. Yeah, this thing has no solar on it. I never anticipated it would take me this long to get up there. I'm just noticing my burn is way too short. We'll reduce that throttle. Okay. So the last thing I want is to run out of electricity on the way there. That would be embarrassing. Okay, let's put this onto our vector here. And actually, I'm not going to use, let's not use this. Let's do this. Let's do this manual-like. I think I can do it better that way. Okay, just start up that throttle, only go to about half throttle. It's not a long burn. And we'll finish off. This thing has RCS on it, so we can just use RCS to... I think I had it down to about 200 meters on the planner. Oh, it's bouncing around. Okay, that's fine. 325 meters is fine. It's not that important. We're going to be there in just under 17 minutes. Does that mean I can turn my lights back on? According to this, yep, I should be good for lights, or should be good for electricity, so let's get there. Okay, about 2 minutes away. Put that on target. It's coming in from behind us here somewhere. There it is. The Minmus Gateway. Let's see, I need to burn a little bit this way. Oh, that's making it worse this way. That's getting better. Okay, under 100 meters closest approach, about 85 meters closest approach. That's good for now. Let's get over there. Still going at 29 meters per second relative to target, so we'll definitely have to slow that down. Again, noticing the time warping messing that up. I hate that. Okay, try not to come in quite so recklessly this time. I mean, it was kind of funny. Slow down a bit more. Oh. Be a little careful. I don't have... There's a lot of ignitions on there. So you do have to pay attention to ignitions on Kerbalism. I suspect I was already thinking, but I've done that, you know, I'm so used to stock, and I think we all are, where you just like keep turning on and off the engine, but with Kerbalism, every time you turn on and off the every time you turn on the engine, there's a chance that it's going to malfunction. And that chance increases as this number of ignitions gets down to 0. It's at 19, so that's pretty good. Okay, slow down. Slow down a lot. All right. Let's control from this docking port. It's a 0.625 meter docking port, so that means on here I have to dock on that one. I have no choice. Come back. Set that as a target. Spin around. We're only at 0.5 meter per second, so I don't think I need this main engine anymore. Again, ton of fuel on here, so we can certainly lose or transfer over some of that. Oh, this is working out well. As far as approaching the station from the right side. RCS. Again, Real Plume doing some nice work on those RCS thrusts. Slow down a little bit. Aim our camera down here. Part, aim camera. I do like these little triangles for controlling the number of buttons you see, because some of them, especially things like command capsules, can have so many things to have to look at. It's nice to be able to turn them off. What mod gives me the red prograde marker? This little marker is a very simple mod. It is the Navball docking alignment indicator. So it does exactly what it says on the tin. It just puts this little icon on the Navball, and it is just great for docking. There is a mod called Docking Alignment Indicator, which actually gives a whole separate docking UI. You know, you can put it anywhere you want, and which is just great too. But the issue that I personally have with that is I just don't like having the extra window open. So this is something that's really nice and simple, right on the Navball. It's great. I wish it was stock. Okay, I gotta get over down just a little bit away. Get down there. KSP should have space lose. I can understand why the stock game does not have life support, because we've all been in the situation where we've stranded, you know, it's part of the experience of KSP is stranding a Kerbal somewhere, whether they're in orbit, whether on the surface of the moon, because you misplanned something or because something went wrong, and then you want to go rescue them. And giving you all the time in the world to go rescue them is great, because then you have a much better chance of performing a successful rescue. If you have life support, you know, if you strand them on the moon and your Kerbal only has a few hours of life support left, well, guess what? They're dead. Like, that's just what it is. So I can't blame the game for not having life support in the stock game, because it would take away that experience. We'd have a lot more dead Kerbals. Now, once you're a little bit more comfortable with the game and planning stuff out in the game, sure, add life support mods. All right, we are coming in here. And yeah, still going pretty slow, but should be good. And this thing has a ton of fuel on it, right? I mean, it should be full of fuel. I didn't even check that. Yeah, there's a lot of fuel. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I noticed there was uneven fuel levels in the transfer vehicle, but that's because it was sucking fuel out of here. I should have turned those off, but ah, well. Whatever, we're here. We're here, we're here, we're here. Okay, that looks good, that looks good. Nicey nice. Oh, RCS is still on. Turn that off. Let's time warp to stop the wobbling a little bit. I think that's probably why I got into auto strutting, especially this little joint here is really flexible. So I probably started auto strutting all over the place. But I think I'm going to resist the urge to auto strut any of these parts. Yeah, because of that glitch. But this looks good. Okay, let's start transferring some resources. So first of all, this thing doesn't need this much. I can get rid of this booster. And we'll transfer this over to this tank here. And transfer out that liquid fuel. You can see some sort of wobbling happening. You can see why I should turn off some reaction wheels too. Okay, that's full. Let's grab one of these ones. Okay, we're going to have to turn off some reaction wheels here. There is a lot of torque happening, so there probably are, there's no reaction wheels in those, but there's probably reaction wheels buried in here somewhere. Sorry, I gotta just deal with this wobbling. These are reaction wheels, you know, when you have wobbly docking ports and then reaction wheels start getting into a fight, that's a battery. There should be reaction wheels in here somewhere. I should have made this more accessible. Oh boy, oh boy. I'm sure there's a reaction wheel in the middle of all this. Well, maybe not. Looks like a strut. There's gotta be reaction wheels somewhere. That's a supply container. That's a battery. Okay, that has reaction wheels in it. No, it doesn't. Okay, let's time warp again. Time warping at least freezes that. I don't like all that wobbliness. Okay, here are some reaction wheels. Let's turn them off. Toggle torque. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. I want to transfer fuel. I can still see it's doing it again. Time warp. Probably once I get this thing off, it'll be better. Okay, that's that one full. Out. Okay. I'm gonna have this thing all full just from here. that one's full. That one's full. That one's not. I do have, maybe I should be using it. I do have TAC Fuel Balancer installed. I just thought this would go quicker. Maybe I should be using TAC Fuel Balancer. Okay, where else? What is this? Is this got... This is just a structural tube. Okay. These all have... Okay, let's get TAC Fuel Balancer involved in this. This will make life easier. We're looking at liquid fuel. Yeah. And this is the Rockomax X200. You can tell by the numbers, by the way, what stage it's on. So that's in this one. And what I want to do is just set that to transfer out to all the rest of them. There we go. Filling in all... Oh my god, I don't like all of this wobbly dobbly enough. Okay, we just emptied that tank. I want to bring in just a little bit. Just enough to deorbit this thing, and I'm hoping that once I get this off... Oh, shoot. I was looking at the wrong thing. Let's take some back out again. Okay, that's good. And I also should be taking a look at monopropellant. I think they call it RCS, yep. And again, it was... these guys. Let's move these out. Out, out. Okay. I'm done with this. Okay, let's time warp, get rid of TAC Fuel Balancer. Let's get rid of this thing here. I took out all the monopropellant. I just want to get it out of here. And then figure out what's causing that station to wobble so much. Okay, how are we doing here? Are we better now that we've lost that piece? Maybe we are. It's always reaction wheels that are in a fight. That's what causes that issue. The problem is I buried. I don't know where my reaction wheels are. Can I turn them on and off from here? I'm not convinced I can. This is all... Yeah, I can't. Alright. Alright, let's find reaction wheels. I have these I've already toggled off. There's clearly... There has to be some on this vessel. I just got to find out where I hid them. I would have hid them somewhere around the middle of all of this stuff. Okay, that's a life support module, and that's fairly big. That's part of the life support module too. Oh, this could have been well better planned out. That's a battery. Small inline reaction wheels. Okay, control, toggle torque. I'm hoping, or just turning off SAS will also help. I'm not sure if that's coming up in the chat. Okay, that's taking care of it. And I can tell I don't have any SAS because as I try to do attitude control, it's not. But that's okay. Okay, we're good. Let's see here. In camera, reset camera. Oh, that's not what I want. I wanted to reset the camera. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We got ourselves a station. Let's again open up TAC Fuel Balancer because what I want to look at is the liquid fuel again. Ba-da-da-da. Liquid fuel. And this stage number 1 is, I believe, we can highlight it, I believe is that tank. So we should be able to fill these all up. Boom, 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 boom. So there we go. This ship now is completely full. It is ready to go. I should also transfer over the monopropellant. I should also make sure that it's topped up for food and for water. But I think I'll do that in between the 2 streams rather than fiddling with it all now. And then at next episode, what we'll do is we'll bring up a crew, we'll dock it with this, and we'll send a new crew out towards Minmus. We'll rotate out the old crew, and we'll do some more exploration of Minmus and see if we cannot do a little bit more to establish ourselves a ground station on Minmus. I think that will be a good plan for the next stream or 2. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody that's down there in the chat. I want to thank everybody that's watching at a later date. I want to thank all of my patrons and all of my wonderful YouTube members as well. Have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you all next Monday. Bye, everybody.